talking about S corporations. Now the S in S corporation stands for small business corporations. We've been talking about pass-through entities, sole proprietorships, partnerships, and S corporations. They all have single level taxation. There are differences in terms of the application of the rules, so that's very important. Now, one thing to note is that an S corporation, again, is small business corporation. What is a small business? Well, Congress defines that. Some people might think, oh, well, it's got to be the size of the revenue or assets. Not necessarily. That's not what makes it up. There's other elements. The main things we look for are the number of owners, the sophistication in terms of the financing structure. Is there only one class of stock in the corporation? Whether there's any foreign owners or specific types of entities that are owners, and then other aspects as well. So the idea here is that if you have a very sophisticated client or transaction with respect to the owners of a business, it's most likely going to be a partnership rather than an S corporation. If you have one owner come to you and you're a tax professional and you're trying to determine what kind of business entity, well, a partnership, one of the disadvantages of a partnership is that it's convoluted. The law is convoluted and it can get very messy. With a S corporation, things generally are very straightforward. Much more straightforward, the allocation process and whatnot. And there's benefits that you're going to learn about, the main thing being self-employment tax. There's a main benefit of self-employment tax when it comes to S corporations. So the idea is that S corporations, there are benefits, but there are limitations on who can be an S corporation. Now, I'm wearing blue jeans, and I've got, of course, my American hat here. You can see all that. If you are a tax professional and your client comes to you and they're wearing blue jeans, they're a plumber or they're one owner, they don't got any type of capital raising partner or anything like that, most likely they're going to be a small business corporation. When you think of S, think of simple. Now, if you got some sophisticated transaction where you got multiple owners and one partner is funding the money and one partner is doing service, that might be more likely to be a partnership, because when it comes to the limitations of the owners, with respect to S corporations, there's a limitation on a number of owners, but also, again, the financing. What kinds of stock? And if you have an owner that brings money to the table and another owner does not, that owner is going to want to get his or her share or its share before the other owner does. Preference. And you can't preferential stock in an S corporation. So keep that in mind. You only have one class of stock. You can't have preferential stock. You can't have that. Okay? You can't have any type of right with respect to liquidation. So keep that in mind. Very, very important. And the reason, again, I'm wearing the blue jean outfit is that if you have some type of blue collar worker come to you that owns a business, most likely going to be an S corporation unless, again, there's some complexity. So keep that in mind as you're going through this information.